Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We're going to jump straight in here, and it's about the buses up front. There's two of them. Now it's not about the second bus, he's indicating to pull in. Now as we get closer, we're going to carefully start to negotiate around the buses. That bus on the right is passing, lots of free space. We go out. Now you can see the bus coming up now, it's indicating left. So we look to pass it. Road's nice and clear, and as you notice, it already started to move there. There's no right indication going on at all, and we had to start in the right lane, an inappropriate lane for turning right, until we felt it safe enough to go over the left. The only real saving grace there is that the roads were very clear and there was very little traffic. Otherwise this would have been somewhat real awkward, I think. Very poor by the bus driver there. Let's have a little look from the back. I don't think the man was paying attention at all, which is unusual. Bus drivers are pretty good, really. If we look at the bus there, there's no indication he's moved off from that stop. Right indication, he still didn't do it as he's moving away. If you look at the front, there's no indication there either. He does see the error of his ways. He does back off so we can actually get back into the appropriate lane. But that's what happens if you don't check in your mirrors, and I'm pretty sure he didn't, or otherwise he would have seen us. We'd already gone past the first bus, we had to clear the second. Anyway, bit of a shame there, a bit of a letdown by the professional drive there, but anyway, let's look at the next clip. Okay, in this clip here we're coming up to the infamous Mad Mile. Those that drive around this area will know it very, very well. It's a short 60 mile an hour burst bit of road, and why I'm on this clip here is, I'm sorry to say, I'm picking on a cyclist again. Well, not necessarily picking on him, as I say, he's not doing anything wrong, but why the hell would you want to ride on a 60 mile per hour road? It is quite dangerous, considering the fact that on the left you do have a shared bicycle lane. Surely it's safer being there than being where this gentleman is here as we're coming. You see the sign there for 60. We're going to have to negotiate around him as cars are passing us. It's a big, fast flowing road, not really suitable for cyclists at all, i.e. the shared lane on the left. Okay, on the flip side, this is about bikes too, and before you berate me down below, I just want to state that sometimes it's a good idea to put clips in to show that not all cyclists do the wrong thing or do the inappropriate thing. They will sometimes do the correct thing. Now these two cyclists here, as they go around these cars, if you notice, they go into single line. Very good indeed to keep away from cars coming towards them. Now they're turning right ahead, and what I like about this, look at this, arm out nice and early. Both of them, they keep the arm out, good position, they let everybody know where they're going. Now all I'm simply saying, it's not hard, is it? It's not hard. Don't see it too often, but I like to put it up when I do see it. Okay, here we come back to mini roundabout again, and right of way or priority as we come up to the roundabout. We're looking to take the second exit in right here. Now as we approach, we're obviously checking to the right to see if anything's feeding out that we have to wait for as we come, and also on approach what we're looking at is this mini here that's approaching. Now we are now in the roundabout and we're turning right. That car should have waited, end of. Didn't. Put my pupil off, and in doing so didn't see these two people here and carried on going. They had the right to cross there. So one thing led to another, really. So focused on the mini and braking to let that mini go that they didn't notice the two people needing to cross there. Not a big deal with the people across. They were waiting patiently, and I think they were chatting away, but it's kind of beside the point. Okay, this guy here on the right hand side is about to engage the road shortly, and it's some of the worst learner riding I've seen in quite a while. Now he's got his lights on, everything's all well at the moment. As he gets closer, if you watch, he doesn't pay attention, he's fiddling, he hasn't got his mirror set up, he's even checking them now, fiddling with them. Look, he should have done this before he set off. Still not quite happy with everything. And then as he gets closer, we've got some cars in front of us, we're looking to engage the other side of the road. He knows this, and he still goes around, he doesn't check over his shoulder, and then he has to hold back as then we're moving out. He gets real close, and then he does all of that with only one hand on his bike, which is never particularly good, is it? Lack of control. Then as we get down towards the end where the T-junction is, he's not paying attention, he keeps getting distracted, he keeps looking down all the time, and then he goes for his moment to pass at a completely and utterly the wrong time. As you will see, he passes now as a car's turning into the road, completely wrong, cuts the car up on the left as he's turning out on the wrong side. That's some pretty poor bike riding, and it's about time he gets some proper tuition there before he comes a cropper, that's for sure. You can't keep riding like that. Okay, on the A3 here, the usual suspects, right hand lane, 50 mph limit, everybody's doing the speed limit. You always got to get one who just doesn't want to do that. And I've got to say, that's got to be at least 70, 75 there, I'd say. Pretty poor. That's the first culprit. The other one I really want to focus on, the one that affects us, is a Range Rover. Again, another Range Rover. It's either a Range Rover, an Audi, or a German car of some nature, isn't it? But anyway, this one's a Range Rover. We'll have a look from the back camera. It'll be more suitable as we're coming up to the Wimbledon turnoff. The car in question we're looking at is that one there, the Range Rover. Look at the space behind us, but he wants the next exit coming up. And as he moves over to the middle lane, there's he's indicating, could he not have got in there, you say? Nope, he's got to get past us, he's got to cut us up. That's of no use to him at all, coming in behind us. I think it was poor planning, poor approach. He brakes hard there and then leaves right there. That's some pretty dangerous driving. No planning going on there at all, really, and no consideration to anybody else on the road. Okay, I just don't like red light runners, and this is one of those. As we're coming up, you know when your lights go amber prior to green, that traffic there coming from the right is on a red light. Now we're on red at the moment. You'll see our lights change to red, amber. There will be a bus coming through. I think he probably just about gets away with an amber there, right at that point, as he floats through. Little bit late, but I'll give the bus the benefit of the doubt. But certainly not this individual here. Absolutely not. That was on a red light, and this is how accidents are caused. And I'm always going to be pointing that out because it's wrong, inappropriate, that type of rushing, and it's only going to cause problems. Okay, this clip, professional driver, really. In Morden, heading towards a roundabout, and we're getting two lanes of cars built up. No problem, there's no markings on the road, so we have to judge where we're going to place ourselves as we're approaching the roundabout, and we're looking to take the second exit straight on. Now we get some markings in the middle of the road, which helps. Here comes our professional driver, the black cab on the left, doing nothing wrong. He's going in the same direction as it happens. Not the best lane to do it from, but doable, no problem. And probably some of these other cars may be going in the same direction. Just as we're getting up to the roundabout now, and we're having to stop to give way, you'll see that the black cab now comes up beside us. And as far as that goes at that moment in time, I don't have any issues at all. Now, as you see us approaching the roundabout from here, it's a lot clearer. You can see the markings in the road, separates, but there's no arrows, so there's no direction, so you can be in the right or in the left. I think it's just as long as you have a bit of consideration from people around you. These cars here on the right, you will actually see that when they enter the roundabout, they do it in a very, in my opinion, courteous way. They keep to their lanes. Now you can see this van on the left here is protruding in the road. I think it's waiting to gain access to a drive there of some nature, but in doing so, it is in the road, so it makes it a little bit awkward. We're waiting back for a bit of clearance here. That white van really shouldn't be there, but nevertheless, the lorry now is sort of given up. It's not going that way. It's changed its mind, so now we can actually make some progress. And as we try to, this happens, and that's just wrong. Goes right in front of us from that right hand lane and cuts us up, and I don't like that at all. And to show this driver again, further on the road, we just come into the dual carriageway. As we're moving up the road, we've got an emergency vehicle in the right hand lane, blues and twos going, and there's that same cab in our lane. And as the ambulance gets closer to him, I'm sure you can see the ambulance that is there. What does he do? What's his intention at that point? He doesn't care so much about the ambulance. He's got a destination he's going to, and he's going to go there no matter what. So he pulls over into the right hand lane, into the path of the ambulance. So the ambulance now has to indicate and go into the left hand lane. Now he didn't know that the ambulance was turning left at the crossing here at all. But when the ambulance was behind him, he shouldn't have been changing lane. Okay, in this clip we'll finish up with some pretty obvious stupid driving, selfish driving really. My pupil's driving around the road here, 20 mph limit, but coming up to a roundabout, paying attention on approach to anything that may be coming up from the left. There's no one coming straight on, and then all of a sudden as we're coming up, this happens. Really, sometimes you just can't make it up. Impatience, and certainly around learners all the time. This is what we have to deal with. Anyway, that's the last one. Have a great Christmas, guys. Have a happy new year. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Watch out for those learners. With them empathy when you see them. And drive safely. Bye bye for now.